The massacre of the year 42 Bikram Sambat or 1885 Nepal coup d'etat. The massacre of 1942 Bikram Sambat is very important in the history of Rana period of Nepal. On this massacre, Ranodip Singh, the brother of the first Rana Prime Minister of Nepal, Janga Bahadur Rana, was killed. Ranodip Singh was sought by his nephews Kharka Samsher, grandfather of Balkrishna Dambar Samsher and Bhim Samsher. At that time, Ranodip Singh's palace was in Naranhiti. At that time, Ranodip Singh was in his room massaging himself with oil. In 1942 Bikram Sambat, Samsher clan emerged after the assassination of Janga Bahadur's fifth brother, then Sri Tin Maharaj and Rana Prime Minister Ranodip Singh. Ranodip Singh's own nephews, the son of Janga Bahadur's younger brother Der Samsher, Bir Samsher, Kharka Samsher, Chandra Samsher, Bhim Samsher and Dambar Samsher were involved in the murder of Ranodip Singh. Due to Bir Samsher, who reached the peak of power after the murder of his own uncle Ranodip Singh, all the children of Janga Bahadur Rana were removed from the role of Prime Minister. In the same scandal, Jagat Jung, the eldest son of Janga Bahadur Rana, who married eldest daughter of King Surendra, Tika Raja Lakshmi Saha, who became strong both inside and outside the palace, was also killed. Similarly, Janga Bahadur Rana's grandson and Jagat Jung Rana's son, who was born as the grandson of Sri Panch and Sri Tin and got the rank of general, Yuddha Pratap Rana, was also killed. In this case, the other sons of Janga Bahadur Rana were deprived of any movable or immovable property. The succession hierarchy established by Janga Bahadur Rana could not satisfy either his sons, brother or brother's children. Because Janga Bahadur Rana preferred his brothers over his sons were disappointed. Even kings also have a direct line of descent from father to son. In contrast, the hierarchy established by Janga Bahadur Rana was from father to uncle and from uncle to son. The prime ministerial hierarchy created by Janga Bahadur Rana was a source of dissatisfaction for his sons, his brothers, and his brothers' children. Janga Bahadur Rana's brothers were unhappy that their sons were in the lower ranks. The sons of his brothers were not happy because Janga Bahadur Rana had put his grandson ahead of his brother's sons. For them, the list of role of hierarchy was biased, so that they had less chance of becoming prime minister. Janga Bahadur Rana did not want the succession from father to son, as he had witnessed how this had adversely impacted the Saha dynasty, with many baby kings being crowned and the actual power lying in the hands of the regent queens and the strongmen behind them. Only after the succession by his six brothers would come the turn of his own sons, and so the role of succession in the next generation had his sons Jagat Jung, Jeet Jung and then Padma Jung in the third place. In 1933 Bikram Sambat, Janga Bahadur died in Patharghata of Rauthat. When Janga Bahadur Rana died, his two brothers, Bam Bahadur and Krishna Bahadur, who were in the line of succession, had also died. His third brother, Badri Narsingh, had already been expelled from the role for conspiring against the state. That is why Ranodip Singh was mentioned in the list made by Janga Bahadur Rana. Prince Trailokya passed away in the 11th month of Ranodip Singh becoming Prime Minister. It is also said that Der Samsher, brother of Janga Bahadur Rana, killed Trailokya by using poison, but no proof of this has been found. After 3 years, King Surendra also died. While Rajendra Bikram Saha was still alive, 5-year-old Prithivivir Vikram Saha was enthroned in the place of King Surendra. This seems to have helped the Rana to rule one-sidedly. After that, there was a cold war between the sons of Janga Bahadur Rana, Jung Rana, and Samsher Rana, the son of Janga Bahadur Rana's younger brother, Der Samsher. Der Samsher was always faithful to his brother Janga Bahadur Rana and now brother Prime Minister Ranodip Singh. During his lifetime, Der Samsher did not allow the family division to play out. As long as Der Samsher was alive, Prime Minister Ranodip Singh was safe. But after Der Samsher's death, the threat to Ranodip Singh increased. Der Samsher died suddenly in 1941 Bikram Sambat at the age of 57. Without the one person who could keep a tenuous peace in the family, the old animosities broke out in the open. Janga Bahadur Rana had ruled Nepal for 30 years and his family was interlinked closely to the royal family by marriage. His son had married the royal princess and his daughters were married to Crown Prince Trailokya and his younger brother Prince Narendra. Janga Bahadur's family consisted of his eldest son Jagatjang Rana, who should have inherited the hereditary title of Maharaj of Kaski and Lamjung bestowed by King Surendra Bikram Saha. Janga Bahadur Rana had many queens. Some of them were married, some were unmarried. Janga Bahadur Rana's daughter Lalit Rajeshwari Rajalakshmi Devi joined Dhir Samsher's sons because her brother Jagatjang Rana wanted to depose her son Prithvi Vikram Saha and make her brother-in-law Narendra Vikram Saha the king of Nepal. The two daughters born to Janga Bahadur's wife Maya Maharani did not support their brothers Jang Rana and sided with their cousin son Samsher Rana. Among them, Lalit Rajalakshmi, the eldest, was the mother of Prithvi Vikram Saha, while Deep Kumari, the youngest, was called Baki Kansi Maya as she lived in Bagdarwar. Baki Kansi was widowed at the age of 21. After becoming a widow, there were rumors that Baki Kansi had an immoral relationship with Dhir Samsher's son, Kharka Samsher. Jagatjang Rana, son of Janga Bahadur Rana, was imprisoned in the Chunar fort of Allahabad for plotting the 38-year massacre. But later, Jagatjang Rana escaped from there and came to Kathmandu. Jagatjang Rana got a chance to clean himself. In Kathmandu, there were rumors that Prime Minister Ranodip Singh was now a hermit and was handing over power to Jagatjang Rana. Janga Bahadur Rana's younger brother Dhir Samsher had 17 sons and Bir Samsher was the eldest among them. Bir Samsher was the only son of Dhir Samsher from his first wife and he was actually brought up from an early age in the household of his uncle Maharaj Janga Bahadur Rana after his mother died. Putali Maharani, one of Janga Bahadur Rana's favorite wife, was his foster mother. General Bir Samsher was the eldest son of Dhir Samsher. Brought up in the household of Maharaj Janga Bahadur Rana and raised by Janga Bahadur's favorite wife Putali Maharani, Bir Samsher knew both these opposing camps well. Bir Samsher knew that should Jagatjang prevail, it would mean the end of himself and his younger brothers. His younger half-brothers, Kharka Samsher, Dev Samsher, Chandra Samsher, had already came of age to assist Bir Samsher during all the events. Kharka Samsher was very friendly with the two princes, Kharka Kumari and Deep Kumari. In fact, few historians have mentioned that Kharka Samsher was having a love affair with Deep Kumari, a widow only after 5 years of marriage and the mother of a baby girl and a boy who was only 20 years old at the time of her husband's death in 1876 AD. The same year too, Deep Kumari lost her father Maharaj Janga Bahadur Rana and her mother who committed sati. These heartbreaking moments must have played a significant role in bringing in periods of anxiety and depression, resulting in bouts of reckless behavior. Deep Kumari, daughter of Janga Bahadur Rana, was very much supportive of cousin Kharka Samsher in the conspiracy to assassinate Prime Minister Maharaj Ranodip Singh. In fact, historians believe that without her active participation, this assassination could not have been possible. In the list of heirs made in 1924, Dhir Samsher's eldest son, Veer Samsher, was on the 16th roll. Before him was Janga Bahadur's grandson, including Yuddha Pratap Jang and his brothers. Therefore, it was not possible for Veer Samsher to come to power and become the prime minister in a peaceful manner according to the rules of the role. In fact, there was a power struggle within the Ranas as well between Janga Bahadur and Samsher. Liberal and religious Prime Minister Ranodip Singh was told many times about this kind of conspiracy, but Ranodip Singh, who loved his nephew very much, always insisted that this could not happen. In the end, whatever all was for ended up happening. Although Ranodip Singh Rana had 3 wives, he was childless. Prime Minister Ranodip Singh's residence was in Naranhiti Palace. At that time, he was in his room, massaging himself with oil. There was a military detachment, Bijuli Garat, to protect him. Bijuli Garat was formed by Ranodip Singh. Feeling insecure due to the power struggle between his nephews, son of Janga Bahadur Rana and son of Dhir Samsher, Ranodip Singh created the special force named Bijuli Garat. On the 15th Kartik at 8 o'clock in the night, Veer Samsher, Kharka Samsher, Chandra Samsher and Bhim Samsher entered the palace saying that they had to meet because there was an urgent task of showing weapons for the military parade to Prime Minister. On 15th Kartik 1942 Bikram Sambat at 9:30 pm, while Ranodip Singh was writing Ram Nam on a peepal leaf after applying oil to his legs, Veer Samsher's four sons, Dambar Samsher, Kharka Samsher, Bhim Samsher and Chandra Samsher shot Ranodip Singh in the head saying that this is what happens to those who rule from a petticoat. Ranodip Singh yelled saying, "Killed by the senior." Then Bhim Samsher shot him in the thigh. Veer Samsher's son dragged his blood-stained body down from the stairs. The next day, a Brahmin named Subba Chandrakanta cremated him in a very simple manner. 50 paisa was spent on cremation. In this way, Veer Samsher killed all his opponents, including Prime Minister Ranodip Singh, and succeeded in securing the role of Prime Minister in the circle of his family forever. During the time of Prime Minister Ranodip Singh in 1942 Bikram Sambat, India's East India Company government invited Nepal to attend the parade held in Rawalpindi. The responsibility was given to Veer Samsher, the eldest son of Veer Samsher. Veer Samsher along with his soldiers took advantage and killed his uncle Ranodip Singh. Janga Bahadur Rana's son Jagat Jung Rana and grandson Yuddha Pratap Jung Rana were also killed. Some of Janga Bahadur Rana's sons fled to save their lives and their prime ministerial career ended. Since all these events happened in the year 1942 Bikram Sambat, it is called the 42-year massacre. Step-brother of Veer Samsher, General Kharka Samsher Janga Bahadur Rana, was the eldest son of Veer Samsher from his second wife. Kharka Samsher Janga Bahadur Rana had taken his younger siblings to Naranhiti Darbar Palace of Prime Minister Ranodip Singh that fateful night to assassinate the uncle, while Veer Samsher was nervously waiting in the wings at Bagh Darbar with some of his co-conspirators. Two of the daughters of Janga Bahadur Rana, both married to the children of the royal prince Upendra Bikram, uncle to the king, played a crucial role in the coup. As soon as the news emerged of the assassination, Veer Samsher was taken by them to Hanuman Doka Royal Palace to have the boy king Prithvi Bikram Shah accompany him to Turikal military parade before a hurriedly assembled army and bestow on him the oath of office and the royal seal. After reaching Bagh Darbar, Veer Samsher armed his subordinate 4 regiment soldiers with weapons and surrounded the Bagh Darbar from all sides and made them play bugles from Vimsen's Stamba tower. Veer Samsher urged his brother Kharka Samsher to bring his cousin's son and nephews. Kharka Samsher immediately sent a team of Garrett soldiers to each place, but Kharka Samsher ordered that the Garrett commanders and army soldiers were sought to kill as soon as they saw them. Prime Minister Ranodip Singh had been assassinated, and those on the road of succession were the next target. The news of their uncle Ranodip Singh's assassination soon reached the ears of the sons of Janga Bahadur Rana. The next in the line to the post of Prime Minister after Jagat Jung Rana and Jit Jung were Commanding General Padma Jung and General Ranabir Jung, half-brother of Jit Jung Rana. In the night, they reached the British residency to escape the wrath of the Samsher brothers. General Dhosnar Singh, the adopted son of the assassinated Ranodip Singh, also sought refuge. Other family members followed. They gathered whatever valuables they could get hold of, gold and silver, jewelry, shared certificates in Indian companies, for an uncertain future in exile. Once powerful sons of Janga Bahadur Rana who'd be hounded and hunted like common criminals. Jagat Jung Rana, the eldest son of Janga Bahadur Rana, who was 37 years and 8 months old, was shot dead by soldiers. Jagat Jung Rana was shot dead when he tried to run away from his palace. Grandson of Janga Bahadur Rana and son of Jagat Jung Rana, Yuddha Pratap Jung Rana was in the company of Janga Bahadur Rana's other sons, General Padma Jung Rana and General Ranabir Jung Rana. Jagat Jung Rana's son, Yuddha Pratap Jung Rana, Nathi General, had reached the British residency, Lanchor, after receiving information about the rebellion from his palace in Thapatali, now Thapatali Nepal Rashtra Bank. Pratap Jung Rana had forgotten to bring jewelry and other precious items in his possession that would guarantee him a semblance of luxury outside Nepal. So he went back to Tapatali Darbar. On his way to the residency, he camouflaged as a Jaipur farmer. From there, he kept his movable property, rupees, jewels, golds, etc. in a doku and became unrecognizable like a potter when he was going to the British residency, currently going from Tapatali Maitighar to the army headquarters. At the turn of the road, before reaching the bridge of Tukucha, Yuddha Pratap Jung Rana saw Garrett soldiers from the direction of the army headquarters and he hid under the bridge. The soldiers of Garrett caught Yuddha Pratap Jung Rana from hiding. At first, Garrett's soldiers did not recognize Yuddha Pratap Jung Rana. But Yuddha Pratap Jung Rana, who became like a porter, was the eldest Rana, who was given the rank of Major General before birth. He could not walk barefoot. So he was wearing socks and silver British Barrett Company shoes, and Garrett's soldiers recognized him and killed Yuddha Pratap Jung Rana on the spot. The then commander, Major General Ladit Man Singh Basniat, killed him and took all his wealth. Yuddha Pratap Jung Rana was only 20 years old when he was killed. Jeet Jung Rana, second son of Janga Bahadur Rana, managed to take some movable property to India under the pretext of having his ear treatment. After Jeet Jung resigned and went to India, he was also the commander-in-chief for a few months. Jeet Jung Rana used all his wealth to remove Bir Samser's rule from Nepal, and some of his children returned to Nepal and some stayed in India. Following the recommendation of Rajmata Lalit Raja Lakshmi, Bir Samser allowed Padma Jung Rana to take all his immovable property to India and he settled in Allahabad. Only the Rana family was killed in this massacre. After this, Bir Samser Rana became the Prime Minister. The 42-year massacre succeeded in establishing the Samser people in power. Ranodip Singh was not the only one killed in this incident. Janga Bahadur Rana's children were also hunted down and killed. Some of them ran away. Some had taken refuge in the British residency and survived. In this way, the younger son of Harsha Jung escaped and reached Darjeeling. He went to Allahabad from Darjeeling and stayed there. He escaped and reached there at the age of only 21. He married the daughter of Balak Singh, chieftain of Chamba, and settled there. Bir Singh Tamang, a brave and faithful to Janga Bahadur family, managed to rescue the wives and children of Yuddha Pratap Jung to safety by way of Banepa and Batasidana. Their descendants would one day get 50 ropanis of land in Manohara Darbar compound for the compensation as Destiny's victim from the Nepalese government after the Supreme Court recognized their rightful claim. The day after Ranodip Singh's murder, another son of Janga Bahadur Rana, Ranveer Jung, accused Prithvi Vikram's mother and Baki's younger sister had killed Ranodip Singh. Ranveer Jung could not take any of his property. However, many attempts were made to remove or kill Bir Samser in Nepal. He himself gathered forces and attacked Ilam and Dhankuta in the east and Palpa in the west. But Ranveer Jung was not successful. Ranveer Jung lived in exile in India since 1942 Bikram Sambat. Ranveer Jung filed a complaint against the British government saying that Janga Bahadur's sons were oppressed. In response, the British government demanded an answer from Bir Samser. However, when Bir Samser sent a reply that he was the real heir of Janga Bahadur Rana, he came up with a new trick. From now on, Samser will write Janga Bahadur Rana or Jabara behind their names. History experts say that it was only after that Janga Bahadur's children were not allowed to write Jabara. To show that they are the successor of Janga Bahadur, Bir Samser and his brothers put Jabara behind their names. Bir Samser became the Prime Minister. Kharka Samser became the Chief Commander. All the assets of Janga Bahadur Rana were transferred to Bir Samser and his brothers. Janga Bahadur's descendants were forbidden to enter the valley. The eldest son of Janga Bahadur Rana, Jagat Jung, and his grandson Yuddha Pratap were hunted down and killed. Padma Jung and Ranabir Jung, the sons of Janga Bahadur, took asylum at the British residency and managed to escape from Nepal with few of their younger brothers and their families. That cold night, 30 years rule of Maharaj Janga Bahadur Rana went into the history books, his own children never to lay claim to their father's hereditary post. After B. Samser seized power in 1942 Bikram Sambat, Janga Bahadur's children were banned from entering the Kathmandu Valley. At the time, Jung's family was not allowed to study English, take jobs, and do business. Also, when Samsher family ruled the country alone for 65 years, Janga Bahadur family was forbidden to write Janga Bahadur Rana or Jabara. This rule was maintained until democracy came in 2007 Bikram Sambat. At that time, some of the children got a job in the army with the Nagarkoti surname. Bir Samsher was the first Samsher Rana Prime Minister. Bir Samsher had two wives. First wife was a daughter of Prince Upendra, brother of King Surendra. His second wife was from a Newar family who came as a dowry along with his first wife. Later on, this Newari wife was also elevated to the title of Maharani. His sons from his first wife were Gehendra, Dharma, Chakra, and sons from his second wife were Rudra, Tej, and Pratap, who were all put on the rule. Juddha Samsher removed Bir Samsher's son from his second wife from the rule and banished them out of Kathmandu. The first Rana Prime Minister of Samsher family, Bir Samsher, after becoming Prime Minister, followed Janga Bahadur Rana and got his two daughters, Kriti Devyasuri and Durga Devyasuri, married to King Prithvi Bikram Saha. After that, all the assets of Janga Bahadur were transferred to their name by Bir Samsher and his brothers. Janga Bahadur Rana's children were prevented from entering the Kathmandu Valley. In 1942 Bikram Sambat, the children of Janga Bahadur Rana, who were chased from the four corners of the valley, started living in Sinduli, Dhankuta, Palpa, Nepalganj and other places. Thank you.